Angels in the Outfield is a wonderful film. This is a Disney film from 1994. It's directed by William Dear and it's written by Dorothy Kingsley, George Wells, and Holly Goldberg Sloan, based on the 1951 screenplay. I haven't seen the 1951 version. I would be quite keen to, actually. I thought this was fantastic, and we have a really solid cast as well. We have Danny Glover, Tony Danza, Christopher Lloyd. We also have Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Roger and Milton Davis as JP, and they are just fabulous. They are both children who are in the care system, and at the start of the film, Roger asks his father, he still sees his father occasionally, when they'll be a real family again. And his father replies, when the Angels win the pennant. He is referring to the California Angels baseball team, and Roger then goes to an Angels game and he sees an actual angel. He sees a real angel. Nobody else can see the angel, but the angel helps the player do really well, and they end up winning the game, and they do really well. This is because he prayed for some help for the Angels to win the playoffs so that he could actually be a real family with his father. And there's definitely a lesson there in choosing your words carefully when you talk to children. I thought it was a very horrible thing for his father to say, because he was basically saying it's never going to happen because the Angels weren't doing very well. And obviously Roger takes this quite literally, and we get to see the Angels going from strength to strength. It seems like they might actually have a chance at winning. Will that happen? Will Roger ever be reunited properly with his father? I'm not going to spoil that, of course, but I thought it was a beautiful story. For the most part, it's quite upbeat. It's quite, well, very uplifting. But there are times when it gets really emotional as well, and I think they got the balance there perfectly. For the most part, very uplifting film, but yeah, sometimes it's a little bit heavier. If this was about a different sport, I might not have enjoyed it as much. I'm willing to admit that. Baseball is really the only sport I care even a tiny bit about. And if it were about basketball or football, a lot of it does focus on the games, understandably. And if it were focusing on a different sport, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much, but the overarching narrative would have been just as good. So personal preference there meant that actually I liked it a lot more than could have been the case. But the characters are really likable. The Angels look beautiful. I think they did a really good job with the Angels. They're not in it as much as I would have liked, but we do get to see enough of them, and the story is just beautifully told, to the point where I think I will check out the 1951 version, because it's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm keen to see whether it's exactly the same, if it's basically the exact same screenplay with maybe a few tweaks, or if it's really different. Based purely on this version, though, I think it's beautiful. Emotional, uplifting, moving. The Angels look fantastic. The performances are great. Roger and JP are adorable, really likeable protagonists. I really did want the best for them, and I thought everybody did a brilliant job. Easily one of the best random Disney films I've seen in a while. I say this because I'm trying to watch every Disney feature film, and to prevent me from pushing some to the side, I'm watching them chronologically. And this is the next one that I came to in order. And I don't know. Actually, I think I would have chosen to watch this based on the description, because I love films about angels. I love spiritual films. So I probably would have watched it, but I definitely hadn't heard of it. So it was a nice random discovery for me. And I'm really pleased that I watched it, because Angels in the Outfield is really brilliant and easily one that I'm very happy to recommend.